Part 4. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 32. Human Imperial City. After Mengjian took control of it, he changed the name of the City of Gods and Demons back to the original Human Emperor City, and then took Donghuangdi Yi, Xiongzhantian, Yingtianhu and others to the Shi Laoding Palace, which was the former Human Emperor's palace. Stay in the palace. Teng Qinqian's words made the old servant of the Meng family stunned for a long time. Although he sounded a little scared in his heart, when he heard the word Human Emperor and heard about the power of Mengjian, the old servant god demon felt an inexplicable surge of blood in his heart, and his whole body was boiling with blood. With their master here, even the Abyss Demon clan wouldn't dare to run rampant. Now without their master's suppression, something really happened in the abyss. This is the power of their master. The old servant looked at Teng Qianqian and begged, Master Teng, can you tell me about the master's past? The old servant has heard of the master's reputation a long time ago, but after so many years, the old servant wants to know a little bit about the master's experience. As he spoke, tears fell from the old servant's eyes and said, it's just a pain for the master. It's a pain for the master. Thinking of what happened to the Meng family in the past, the old servant felt sad. Heart comes. There was a certain sparkle in Teng Qinqian's eyes. When talking about Mengjian, she had endless things to say in her heart. In her heart, Mengjian was the most perfect and the strongest person in the world. If it weren't for him, he would have died long ago. She once asked Mengjian if he cared about his broken arm, but Mengjian looked at her and said that she already had it in her heart, so how could she care about it? And if she wanted to restore her arm, she could do it in a flash, but for so many years, she hadn't. She enjoyed the feeling of being cared for and pampered by Mengjian. Teng Qianqian and the old servant talked about some experiences of guarding in the abyss passage in the past, and talked about some bloody battles they had experienced. A few days later, Teng Qianqian stopped, and when the old servant left, he ordered, bring me Teng Qianqian, and the divine son of the Eastern royal family, Dong Emperor I, the divine son of the Yingtian family, Yingtianhu, the divine son of the Xianyuan family, Xianyuan Moxiu, and the divine son of the Xiong family, Xiongzhantian. The news spread that the others are still alive and have returned to the human imperial city. All surviving tribesmen, or gods and demons, or gods and demons families who were loyal to our family in the past, can come to the human imperial city. As long as they do not betray, they can be loyal to the Mengjian emperor in the future. One day, we will rebuild the demon-suppressing army, sweep across the entire human race, and bloodbath the world. This is their only chance. The old servant was shocked when he heard this. This is an attempt to split the human race. However, when he heard about the demon-suppressing army, he hesitated for a moment, turned around and carefully reported to Teng Qianqian, Master Teng, I heard that because of the incident in the abyss, now the Ten Laoding, the demon-suppressing army, is already being rebuilt, and all tribes are being asked to send gods and demons to join them. Laugh. Teng Qianqian seemed to have heard a joke. She looked indifferent and said with a bit of fierceness, they will never understand what the demon-suppressing army is. It's not just a bunch of people put together to be called a demon-suppressing army. They don't deserve it. Without saying too much to the old servant, Teng Qianqian asked him to step down and complete the things he just ordered. This is the benefit of having someone come to help. Some things can also be ordered to be done. As for the reconstruction of Shi Laoding, what about the demon-suppressing army? Teng Qianqian thought it was a joke. Now Mengjian is planning to reforge the god puppet bodies for them. When they reappear in front of the human race, they will all be comparable to the immortal gods and demons. Existence, that time is when the demon-suppressing army reappears. If Shi Laoding wants to build a demon-suppressing army, then let them build it. The Abyss Demon clan has been suppressed by Mengjian for so many years, and it has long been exhausted. Now that he has rushed out, how many gods and demons can Chalaoding have to fill it? Sooner or later, he will collapse and despair. Turning around, Tenkinkin's expression suddenly changed, and his body disappeared in a flash. Here it is. Behind the palace, Teng Qianqian, Emperor Deng Ai, and Xiong Zhantian all came, following Mengzhan to this place. This is a back garden. There is a small spiritual spring. The strong aura of gods and demons turned into water mist. It gushes out from the spring and covers this area. The stone mountain, spiritual spring, and small pavilion are like a fairyland on earth. Buzz. The human emperor's seal appears on Mengzhan's hand. In a flash, the spiritual spring ahead changes greatly, ripples appear in the space, and the space vortex passage appeared, and the unimaginable aura of gods and demons surged out from it. Through the space vortex passage, you can see that in front of you is a secret space of heaven and earth. Mengzhan said this place is a secret realm laid down by the human emperor in the past. Was also the holy place of cultivation for the human emperor clan. The most important thing is that there seems to be some things left behind by the human emperor or the human emperor family. Come on, let's go in and take a look. Whoosh. Mengzhan rushed in first. Teng Qianqian and others were overjoyed when they heard this. A secret realm left by the emperor? This might be of great help to them. Go in together. Emperor Dongyi and the others quickly followed up and turned into streaks of divine light. The scene in front of them suddenly changed. What came into view was an extremely huge space of heaven and earth, and the aura of gods and demons that filled the air had turned into mist. The earth moves with the wind, as if you are in a world shrouded in clouds and mist. With every breath you take, you can feel the restlessness of the divine power in your body. The concentration of the aura of gods and demons here is at least stronger than that in the human imperial city more than 10 times. Mengzhan is in it. In the blink of an eye, the breath of gods and demons he absorbs can increase his points by dozens of gods and demons, which is 10 times faster than outside. And in this huge secret world, they found a huge palace complex, which was where the human emperor family lived in the past. This place. It was actually the ancestral land of the human emperor family in the past. What a great place! Mengzhan's eyes sparkled. If he were in the imperial city outside, he might have to stay for tens or hundreds of years before he could gather enough points to improve the original realm of gods and demons. So here, it only takes a few years or maybe about 10 years. Although his lifespan is long enough to live forever, 10,000 years or 100,000 years is just a moment for him, a matter of closing his eyes and opening his eyes. But after returning to the human race, he still hopes that he can improve his strength quickly. When the abyss demons swept across the human land and the human race was in despair, he took action again to kill the Shi Laoding. Kill all the Changsheng family who had attacked the Meng family, the Dong royal family and other families in the past. Bloodbath the human race. At that time, he will be able to rebuild a complete demon-suppressing army and shape the soul of the demon-suppressing army. In terms of strength, he is enough now, but if he can break through the original realm of gods and demons, and then upgrade all his supernatural powers and natal magic weapons to the original god demonic level, that is undoubtedly more reliable, enough to be invincible. Hey, is there a treasure house here? After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 33. The secret ancestral land of the human emperor clan is located in the human emperor city. Entering it, you can see countless towering mountains at a glance, and the aura of gods and demons turns into clouds and mist, like a fairyland on earth. This space of heaven and earth is more than 100 times larger than the Meng family's ancestral land, and the permeating aura of gods and demons is even more, the most intense place Mengzhan had ever seen. Among these mountains, in the center of the ancestral land, there is an extremely large palace complex. Every palace is forged with divine materials, majestic and extremely brilliant. Whoosh whoosh. Meng Zhan appeared here with Teng Qianqian, Dong Huangdi, Xiong Zhantian, and others. Looking at the huge palace complex in front of them, which could possibly accommodate more than 10 billion gods and demons, they were shocked in their eyes. Because in this palace complex, each palace is forged with divine materials, which is equivalent to each palace being a divine weapon. Even if most of them are just the worst god-demonic temples. Was the human emperor family so luxurious and wealthy back then? All the palaces were actually forged into artifacts, damn it. Xiongzantian's body is extremely majestic. Standing among the crowd, he is half taller than the others. He looks like a humanoid violent bear. He carries a pair of god-demon prison-suppressing hammers on his back. They are several times larger than the others. His favorite thing is to use the big hammer to hammer the enemy into meat patties. But now, the pair of divine and demon prison hammers on his back are full of blood and mottled battle scars. One of the battle scars, a divine hammer has penetrated half of it. The blood color is the traces of flesh and blood of countless abyssal demons. Those battle marks are the results of Xiongzantian's countless life and death battles. He almost survived. So Xiongzhantian carries this pair of gods on his back on weekdays. Hammer, in his words, he almost died so many times, so he just used this pair of divine hammers to control his fate. In fact, this bastard just wanted to show off. At this moment, Xiongzhantian saw the legacy of the former human emperor clan. The palace complex in the ancestral land below could not help but take a few breaths of cold air, and his eyes were full of shock. Although Emperor Deng Ai was surprised, he did not scream like Xiongzhantian. He just nodded slowly and said the human emperor is the ruler after all. After many years of controlling the human race, before the human emperor disappeared, the human race had the final say. However, after so many years, it is not surprising that the human emperor clan has these backgrounds. Xianyuan Moxiu didn't say anything. He was dressed elegantly and waved a feather fan in his hand. He looked like a quiet scholar with only a bronze sword at his waist. His temperament was like this. He didn't like to talk and only talked. However, the sword in his hand is very fast and fierce. If it were in the same realm, Meng Zhan would have to admit that Xianyuan Moxiu's sword is much faster. Often by the time the enemy reacts, he has already cut off the enemy's head with one strike of his sword. Teng Qianqian glanced at the palaces in front of her, then withdrew her gaze and looked at Meng Zhan in front of her, standing quietly next to him like a quiet girl. Meng Zhan was also surprised, but at this moment his mind was exploring this place. This clan of the former human emperor clan was controlled by the human emperor seal. He exclaimed in surprise and said, "It seems that there is still a treasure house left. Come on, let's go over and have a look." Whoosh. In one step, Meng Zhan and the others disappeared. When they reappeared, they were already at the back of the palace complex. This was a huge palace not far from the ancestral temple of the former human emperor clan. It looked no different from other palaces. But Meng Zhan summoned the human emperor seal and was able to spy on everything in the palace. Open. Meng Zhan drank lightly, and an illusory golden dragon flew out of the human emperor seal and sank into the gate of the palace in front. Boom. Suddenly, the door of this palace that had been covered in dust for who knows how long opened. The palace that originally looked a bit illusory suddenly solidified, and an ancient breath came to the face. What came into view was an extremely huge space. At a glance there is no end. Divine crystals, divine materials, divine weapons, and even sealed divine stone veins, earth divine veins, etc., can all be seen in this treasure house. Is this all the collection of the human emperor family? Look, how many crystals are needed for this mountain of divine crystals? 100 million or 1 billion. Let me go. This is outside, a divine crystal is enough for a group of gods and demons to fight for it. I also felt the aura of many immortal weapons, my dear. Everyone was speechless and dumbfounded. In this ancestral land treasure house, Meng Zhan searched for many divine materials, all of which could be used to forge immortal gods and demon-level puppets. He estimated that these things were as good as the Eastern Emperor of the demon-suppressing army. When a person's god puppet body is upgraded to the early stage of the immortal god devil level, there is still a lot left. There are even some god puppet materials for the middle, late and peak stages of the immortal god demon level. This is the treasure house left by the human emperor clan. Find these. Meng Zhan said with some surprise. With these things, I can upgrade the puppet bodies of Di Yi, Zhan Tian, Qian Qian, and others to the level of immortal gods and demons, and even improve their magical powers. In the future, you can upgrade to the middle, late or peak levels of immortal gods and demons. Continuing to walk into the treasure house, when he finally reached the end, Meng Zhan's expression suddenly condensed and he looked at a sealed space in front of him. His expression changed slightly. Is this aura of power the power of time and space? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1,000,000,000 years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 34. The power of time and space is the most miraculous. Even if Meng Zhan upgrades his magical power gate of time and space to the entry-level level of immortal gods and demons, he feels that this power is enough for entry level, and he can touch the surface of the power of time and space. As for other gods and demons in the realm of immortal gods and demons, they are just it is even more incomprehensible. Similarly, among the magical powers of Meng Zhan, the number of divine and demon points required to enhance the magical powers of the gate of time and space is the largest, which is enough to show the special power of time and space. After hesitating for a while, Meng Zhan stretched out his hand, and a wisp of space-time power touched his fingertips forward. Buzz! The world seemed to have fallen silent, and a ripple swept across. Meng Zhan turned his head and saw that even Emperor Deng Ai and Teng Qian who were following behind him had stopped. Time and space were imprisoned. And in front of him, a gravel the size of a fingernail appeared. Meng Zhan looked at the gravel, and his expression changed slightly, because from this gravel, he felt a strange breath of time and space, or maybe it is said that the aura of time and space power does not belong to the world of gods and demons. So the moment the gravel appeared, it triggered the time and space power of the world of gods and demons, sealing everything. There was only a little bit of gravel with other time and space power left, so naturally it could not competing with the power of time and space in the world of gods and demons. Meng Zhan was shocked. Other time and space. Doesn't that mean that this piece of gravel came from another world? This thought emerged, and Meng Zhan suddenly had more thoughts. He frowned. He was thinking about the human emperor and his family. He didn't know about it before. But now, was the human emperor's disappearance really due to the battle with the abyss demons? So where did the human emperor family go? If the human emperor clan was still there, it would never be Shi Laoding's turn. And now in the treasure house of the human emperor clan, there is such a magical gravel from another time and space. Reban it first. Meng Zhan looked at the gravel, and always felt that the deepest things in the treasure house were of great use, so after pondering for a moment, Meng Zhan mobilized the human emperor's seal and the strongest space-time power under his control to seal this fragment again. Pebbles, after such a moment, the time and space of the nearby world gradually recovered. With the things in the human emperor family's treasure house, Meng Zhan thought about it, and stayed here to retreat. While absorbing the breath of gods and demons and refining the crystals, the gods and demons, the points suddenly skyrocketed, dozens of times faster than those in the imperial city outside. It is estimated that it will not take long to break through the original god and demon realm. At the same time, Meng Zhan reforged the god puppets for the Eastern Emperor and others, the immortal gods and demons. Puppet. As for the outside, Meng Zhan and the others each condensed a Taoist body into the god puppet, stayed outside, and waited for the abyss demons to surge out and sweep across the human race. In the ancestral land of the Yi family, the 10 major families of Shi Laoding gathered together again. Renhuang city was occupied by Meng Zhan. Now the 10 major families of Shi Laoding can only use the Yi family's ancestral land as their gathering point. This is not because the Yi family is the strongest, but because of the Yi family and the ancestor of the Yi family, U11. He is always the most active and has the best and most harmonious relationship with everyone. Inside the ancestral temple, Yu Yi, Yuan Tianzong and others all looked very ugly. 20 immortal gods and demons led the team, which had the power of 1,000,000 human gods and demons. When they faced the monsters rushing out from the abyss demons, they almost lost the whole army. Overturned. If it hadn't been for the last 9 remaining immortal god and demon realm ancestors who decided to break out and escape, then their 10 clans would have suffered heavy losses. The tyranny of the abyss demons and the number of abyss demons far exceeded their expectations. Call. Yu Yi took a deep breath, looked at everyone, and said, "What is the situation of your various tribes? How many gods and demons have been summoned?" Yuan Tianzong said, "Currently, the Yuan family has gathered more than 1,000,000 gods and demons who are above the realm of gods and demons. There are also people from the rest of the Changsheng family and the gods and demons family, which have reached more than 5,000,000 people and are heading towards the abyss. The directions are gathering, but it will probably take a while." Lin Xiangguo, the head of the Lin family, said solemnly, "The Lin family has gathered nearly 3,000,000 gods and demons, and they are currently rushing towards the abyss. The remaining gods and demons of various races have to take time to gather." Ao Junlong, the head of the Ao family, said with an indifferent expression, "The Ao family has 10 immortal ancestors in the realm of gods and demons, 5,000,000 gods and demons, and will also recruit tens of millions of gods and demon followers. Within a year, I don't think you should fight against the abyss demons before joining up with all your tribes. In the end, there are already tens of millions of people gathered by the 10 major families, and there are even more countless immortal families and gods and demon families under their Shi Laoding. An army of hundreds of millions of gods and demons, and 10 immortals. Leading the team at the peak of the gods and demons, hundreds of immortal gods and demons take action, that's enough." Yu Yi's eyes flashed with fierceness, and he shouted in a low voice this time, "We must kill the abyss demons. Even a mere Mongolian war can suppress them in the abyss for hundreds of millions of years, so what do we have to fear?" But just as they were planning this matter, and countless gods and demons were already gathering in the direction of the abyss, intending to kill the abyss demons back, a piece of news began to spread quietly among the human race, and the speed was getting faster and faster. When the news broke, the entire human race was shocked. Yi Yi and the others had already dispersed, but Yuan Tianzong and the others returned to the clan. When they heard the news, their expressions changed drastically. Did the Eastern royal family, Yingtian family, and Xianyuan family all have divine sons born? In the human imperial city? No. When did the city of gods and demons turn back into the city of human emperors? They were inexplicably panicked. After guarding the abyss for 1,000,000,000 years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 35. If Meng Zhan is just a person, then in the eyes of Yi Yi and others, Meng Zhan's existence is only a threat to their Shi Laoding in terms of strength. As long as we find a way to get rid of Meng Zhan, the matter can be solved directly. But now, news has come that not only Meng Zhan, the former divine son of the Meng family, is still alive, but also the former Dong royal family, Yingtian family, Xianyuan family, Zhang family, Xiong family, Teng family, and other families have sons alive. Moreover, these sons of gods are now entangled with Meng Zhan and are in the city of gods and demons. Yu Yi took a few deep breaths, looked coldly at the elder who was reporting the news, and said, "I want to know who is in the god and demon city now and what strength they have." Meng Zhan must keep an eye on him until he is solved. After facing the threat of the Abyss Demon clan, Shi Laoding will get rid of him again. Besides, what is the specific news coming out of the city of gods and demons? The elder hesitated for a while, took a step back, and then looked at Yi carefully and said, there is news from the city of gods and demons that Meng Zhan has won the golden dragon of fortune of the human race, and it has also been recognized by the human emperor city. Take control of the human emperor city and become the new human emperor. And Donghuangdi Yi, the divine son of the eastern royal family who joined the demon-suppressing army a billion years ago, Yingtianhu, the divine son of the Yingtian family, Xianyuan Moxiu, the divine son of the Xianyuan family, and others have now returned to the human imperial city with Meng Zhan. They ordered that any surviving members of the Meng family, the eastern royal family and other major families, or those who had been loyal to the major families in the past, as long as they had not betrayed, could go to the human emperor city. Boom! They are looking for death. When Yu Yi heard this, he was really furious. The terrifying aura of gods and demons on his body shot into the sky like a volcano erupting. His face was full of anger, and his eyes were bulging out of anger. The elder was still suppressed by the aura that erupted from Yu Yi's body. Blood spurted out. He immediately knelt down with a look of fear on his face and said, "Master, please calm down. Calm down." When the elder heard the news, he felt bad. The human race's luck golden dragon, the controller of the human emperor city, and the surviving godsons such as the eastern royal family recognized as the new human emperor. This Meng Zhan was trying to cause trouble. Later, he also asked people came to join them. They clearly wanted to divide the human race, and their intentions were so cruel. Yu Yi was so angry that his head was about to explode. Blood suddenly rushed to his head, his eyes widened with anger, and the breath on his body could not be suppressed even after taking several deep breaths. The anger that came down fell silent for a moment, and then he shouted, "Stay back first." The elder quickly turned around and ran away, his face turned pale. Not long after, Yuan Tianzong and other heads of the Shilaoding family gathered at the Yi family ancestral land again, and discussed for a long time. Originally, they planned to come back after dealing with the Abyss Demon clan. Deal with Meng Zhan and recapture the city of gods and demons. But now, we can't delay it any longer. Outside. As soon as the news of the city of gods and demons came out, it immediately detonated the entire human race, and the whole human race was already in turmoil. Every family of gods and demons, Changsheng after the family heard this, their expressions were all horrified. The new human emperor? The golden dragon of human race's luck? There are also criminal clans such as the Eastern Royal Family, Yingtian Family, Xianyuan Family, etc. who were the Shilaoding family in the past. Are there still remnants of the Son of God alive? Many of them are still alive. After hearing the news, the gods and demons family and the Changsheng family felt as if the sky had collapsed. One Meng Zhan was enough to make people fearful. Now there are the Dong royal family, Xianyuan family, Yingtian family, Teng family, Xiong family, and other sinners. The remnant of the clan is born. There is also the golden dragon of luck of the human race, the new human emperor. What do you want to do? They all changed the city of gods and demons back to the human emperor city, and recognized Meng Zhan as the new human emperor. They said that Meng Zhan had obtained the golden dragon of fortune from the human race and completely controlled the human emperor city, allowing the gods and demons who had been loyal to their families to go there. The city of gods and demons is loyal to them. They want the human race to split and replace the 10 old courts. Come, I'm going to say that Meng Zhan killed the Taoist bodies of the 10 elders of the 10 Laoding, and also massacred the city of gods and demons unscrupulously. Something will definitely happen. Look at it now, it's chaos. Meng Zhan really deserves to die. Everyone in the Meng family is already dead. He actually wants to drag the entire human race into the water? How cruel a person is to do such a thing, and yet he still wants to be the new human emperor. Ha ha ha, joke. Known as the new human emperor, he also obtained the golden dragon of luck from the human race. He, Mengjian, shouldn't be thinking about the human race, but he wants the human race to be in turmoil. What qualifications does he have to own the human race's golden dragon of luck? What qualifications does he have to be the new emperor? Countless immortal families and gods and demon families attached to Shi Laoding panicked. At this moment, gods and demons appeared, roaring in the direction of the city of gods and demons, venting their inner fear and anger. This roar caused the stars in all directions to shatter. If the Shi Laoding falls, they will definitely suffer the same fate. Therefore, they must not let Mengjian and the others establish a new emperor, absolutely not. And just when they fell into hesitation and panic, the Shi Laoding reacted quickly and immediately orders were issued one after another, but at this time, there was already an undercurrent inside the human race. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 36. Somewhere in the human race, there used to be the military clan of the Shi Laoding family. Now it has declined, and there is only one new immortal god and demon realm left in the clan. The military strategists suffered heavy losses due to the turmoil that year, and all their ancestors died. These years have not been easy. He is not even qualified to establish the 10 old courts, and he can only barely keep the name of the Changsheng family. But at this moment, their head of the military family invited the only ancestor of the immortal god and demon realm out, and carefully reported to the ancestor what had happened to the human race during this period. Ancestor, Mengjian of the Meng family has now won over the sons and goddesses of the sinful clans such as the Dong royal family, Yingtian family, Xianyuan family, etc., who were also members of the demon-suppressing army. They have occupied the city of gods and demons and proclaimed themselves the new human emperor. He also said that Mengjian has the golden dragon that controls the luck of the human race is the natural human emperor. Now this matter has completely angered the Shi Laoding. Within the human race, many immortal families and gods and demon families are completely panicked because of this matter. Ancestor, I think this is an opportunity for our military strategist, an opportunity to grow and revive again. The head of the military family said with some excitement. What, however, after hearing the news, the ancestor's face became paler. He screamed, cold sweat broke out on his forehead, and his body trembled slightly, like a bolt from the blue. The Meng family is fighting? Killed 10 old Taoist bodies and occupied the city of gods and demons. Now there are also divine sons from the Eastern royal family and other families assisting? Are you willing to honor him as the new emperor? Think. The ancestor's heart skipped a beat. He wiped his cold sweat and looked at the head of the family who was planning to take his family to the city of gods and demons to join the Mongolian war. He just looked at him without saying a word. The head of the Bing family noticed that something was wrong, and his face gradually solidified. Looked at his ancestor and asked cautiously, Ancestor, you don't seem to be optimistic about Mengjian. Why did my military strategist end up in such a bad situation back then? Do you know the reason? The ancestor of the military strategist looked at him, took a deep breath, and gritted his teeth and said, because my military strategist once led people to destroy the Xiong family and the Zhang family. I never thought that facing these two families would cause both my military strategist to lose. Although we succeeded in wiping out the Xiong family and the Zhang family, our military family has also been in decline and has almost been wiped out several times. After the military ancestor finished speaking, he said quietly, do you still want to join the Mongolian war? I think as long as you show up in the city of gods and demons, they will definitely treat you well. Plop. The head of the Bing family was so frightened that his legs weakened and he collapsed on the ground. The color on his face suddenly faded. His eyes were dull and he cried tremblingly, how could this happen? It's over. At the same time, Throughout the vast territory of the world of gods and demons, there are families of gods and demons arguing. Many old gods and demons burst into tears when they heard the news of the birth of Emperor Deng Ai, Xiong Zhantian, and Teng Qianqian. With a puff, he knelt down in the direction of the city of gods and demons. Wu, I am sorry for the master, I am sorry for the master, now that the Son of God is born, how can I have the face to see him? It's too late, it's too late. Son of God, if you could have been born earlier, maybe my master wouldn't have to die. Send the order, summon all the clan members, and keep silent. After the excitement, some of the small gods and demon families gathered quietly, and under the leadership of their ancestors, went to the city of gods and demons. There were even some bloodline clansmen of various races who had been hiding for a long time. Undercurrents were surging everywhere in the human race. At that time, Shi Laoding came out with orders one after another, and without the knowledge of others, some people blocked all parties in the city of gods and demons, not allowing any gods and demons to pass and go to the city of gods and demons, and wanted to go to the city of gods and demons. All the gods and demons in the city were killed by Shi Laoding. Anyone who dares to go to the city of gods and demons is colluding with the remnants of the sinful clan, and all bloodline clan members will be killed without mercy. The remnants of the Sin race, Mengjian, colluded with the Abyss Demon clan and released the Abyss Demon clan to cause trouble in the world of gods and demons. These villains have already rebelled against the human race. In the past, the 10 great elders once thought that his cultivation would be difficult and gave him the opportunity to serve the human race. However, Mengjian flatly refused, which shows that his heart is to be punished. The 10 Laoding orders that anyone who kills Mengjian can enter the 10 Laoding and become the 11th old man in the 10 Laoding. The Shi Laoding ordered that anyone who kills the remnants of the sinners in the city of gods and demons can make any conditions to the Shi Laoding. Shi Laoding was furious. Not long ago, the roar of the Abyss Demon pterosaurs, under Shi Laoding's deliberate publicity, became evidence that Mengjian betrayed the human race and colluded with the Abyss Demon clan. In other words, Mengjian deliberately turned the Abyss Demon into the tribe was released and wanted to destroy the evidence of the human race. The human race was in an uproar and shocked. Under such a shock, the army of hundreds of millions of gods and demons formed by Shi Laoding gathered together, and they were already marching towards the abyss one after another and began to merge. And the abyss demons and more abyss monsters are rushing out and attacking farther away from the human race. A bloody battle that will make the human race tremble is bound to happen. In the imperial city, Xiong Zhantian, Xianyuan Moxiu and Teng Qianqian looked at Mengjian's Taoist form, waiting for Mengjian's decision, but their eyes were full of cold murderous intent, which they could no longer suppress. Human Emperor, they still want to intercept and kill our people. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 37. The Shi Laoding has ordered that anyone who comes to the imperial city will be deemed as betraying the human race and colluding with us, and will be killed by the Shi Laoding and all clan members, including the bloodline. Teng Qianqian looked at Mengjian and said softly. Emperor Dong said, with the current virtues of the 10 old courts of the human race, this is their usual method, so it is not surprising. However, although their behavior is disgusting, it can also be seen that they have no way to deal with us. They are afraid and fearful. I'm afraid that one day we will get rid of them, the 10 elders of the human race. War sit on the throne inside the emperor's temple, wearing armor on his body, a finger gently hit the throne handle, his eyes fell outside the door of the imperial palace. On both sides of the hall. Today, Teng Qianqian is mainly responsible for the affairs in the human emperor city. She is responsible for the more than 10 small gods and demon families who came to the human emperor city during this period, with about 10 million people. The gods and demons, the number of them is more than 500, and there is currently one Hunyuan realm god and demon. In the human emperor's palace complex, Teng Qianqian selected some servants and maids to take care of each palace. The rest of them have nothing to do yet and are still waiting for action. At the right time, perhaps the demon-suppressing army in the future will be managed by Emperor Deng Ai and the others. Meng Zhan hammered for a moment and suddenly said, in addition to sending people to intercept and kill around the human emperor city, Shi Laoding also said that as long as they can, if you kill me and Meng Zhan, you can be ranked as the 11th Sulao in the 10 Laoding, right? Even if I attack the people around me, as long as I can kill one, I can agree to any condition. These words were not meant for Teng Qianqian and Dong Emperor. Meng Zhan looked at the gate of the human emperor's palace and said, such conditions are indeed very attractive, but you are so confident that you will not. Is there any return? Call out. A wisp of cold light passed through the sky and the earth, and at the moment Meng Zhan said this, monstrous murderous intent appeared instantly. What kind of sword is this? Teng Qianqian and the others are just gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm now. Seeing clearly how this sword appeared, I only felt that my pupils were stung for a moment, and wisps of blood flowed out from my eyes due to the sharpness. Facing this sword, my soul was horrified. Quick! It was as if it was faster than time has to go faster. A sword has already penetrated the space and pointed directly at Meng Zhan's head. Buzz! But assassinating Meng Zhan in the human emperor's palace? Are you out of your mind? Meng Zhan lightly tapped his finger, and endless divine power bloomed in the human emperor's palace in an instant, and divine patterns like Wang Yang manifested, turning into earth-shattering monsters. The formation fell, and the human emperor's secrets that the 10 old guys in the 10 Laoding wanted to use in the past can now be easily mobilized by Meng Zhan, and they are faster and stronger. These divine pattern secrets were laid down by the human emperor who was the original god and demon in the past. Although the human emperor has disappeared for a long time, it is still easy to deal with the immortal gods and demons realm. Otherwise, those 10 old guys would not have had any fear. Even if Meng Zhan showed the peak cultivation strength of the immortal gods and demons realm, they were all so high and mighty, as if they were in control. Meng Zhan's fateful posture. The human emperor palace formation. A figure appeared between heaven and earth. It had white hair and wrinkles on its face. It looked extremely ugly. It was dressed in coarse linen clothes. It looked like a dying old man. When he saw such terrifying power erupting from the palace of the human emperor, his expression changed. There was obviously a slight change. But what surprised Meng Zhan was that the old guy actually had space power fluctuations on his body. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared from countless formations. The sword had already struck in front of him. Boom! Meng Zhan took out the human emperor's seal. The moment the human emperor's seal erupted with a terrifying primitive god-demon level treasure aura, suppressing the old man, he smashed it over and smashed out the few remaining teeth of the old man. Then stood up, a halberd appeared in his hand, swung the halberd and smashed it down. A moment later, the old man's bones were shattered, and he was beaten by Meng Zhan until he fell to the ground of the human emperor palace covered in blood. His body was irregular, in a twisted shape. In that way, Meng Zhan was obviously stunned grass. Bang! Meng Zhan stepped on his head and said indifferently, "Come on, continue to use your space power to break free from my control, and use your sword to kill me again." Buzz! In a blink of an eye, the old man disappeared at Meng Zhan's feet. "You thief, go to hell." The old man's face turned pale with anger, and the sword energy on his body that cut and split the space soared into the sky. The entire sky above the imperial city seemed to have an invisible sword unsheathed. Above the starry sky, every star was instantly struck by soldiers. The solution turned into debris and dissipated in an unimaginable sword energy. Phew! The old man slashed at Meng Zhan with his sword again. With the movement of space power, he was able to cut through Meng Zhan's head in an instant. But the next moment, as soon as the space-time power on Meng Zhan's body moved, the space power on the old man was crushed and disintegrated. When he reappeared, he was stepped on by Meng Zhan again. It was as if he had never moved. Meng Zhan looked at the old man with an indifferent expression. Said, "Come on, continue." Boom. Without waiting for the old man to think, he stepped down with his foot. With a pop, the old man's head was stomped so hard that it bled and almost exploded. The force under his feet became heavier and heavier. A guy in the early stage of the immortal god and demon realm also dared to assassinate himself? Meng Zhan captured this man but did not kill him directly, because under the eyes of the god of heaven, he could see that this man was not his real body, but just a living puppet fused with his Tao body. He looked at this. The man said calmly, "Tell me, why did you come to kill me?" But the old man glared at Meng Zhan with eyes full of anger, and roared in a low voice, "You thief, you released the abyss demons and killed countless of my closest relatives, do you think you should die?" After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 38. Did I release the abyss demons? When did I, Meng Zhan, release the abyss demons? Do you think that I, Meng Zhan, should stay in the abyss all my life? Guarding the abyss for you, the Shi Laoding who massacred my Meng family, Dong royal family and other families. Do you deserve it? Are they worthy? Meng Zhan said with an indifferent expression, his eyes like swords, staring at the old man who came to assassinate him. You. The old man was confused when he heard this, but after thinking about it carefully, it was indeed true. What qualifications do I have to ask Meng Zhan to stay in the abyss for the rest of his life and never leave? What qualifications does Shi Laoding have who slaughtered the entire Meng family? Meng Zhan has guarded the abyss for 1 billion years and protected the human race for 1 billion years. And has he ever done this himself? If he can't do it, he doesn't even have the qualifications to beep. But thinking back to his countless blood relatives who died at the mouth of the abyss monsters, the old man gritted his teeth, still staring at Meng Zhan with thick hatred and murderous intent, and said, "You left the abyss and let the abyss monsters rush out, this is you the greatest sin, I will kill you if you leave this life." Ha ha ha, the abyss demon clan rushed out. Instead of settling the score with the 10 elders of the 10 Laoding who rule the human race, you come to kill me instead. Old man, do you know what despair is? That is, he has been guarding the human race for 1 billion years. When he looked back, he saw the human race massacred his entire family. Now that I have left the abyss passage is there. Since you are so capable, then go and guard it. In the past, the hundreds of millions of demon-suppressing troops left me alone. Now that your clan has sacrificed some people, why can't you bear it? This is just the beginning. After saying that, Meng Zhan exerted force on his feet. There was a bang. The old man's head exploded, but the ray of consciousness on Che Lideo's body, he suppressed it with the human emperor's seal, a primitive god-demon level. Search for souls. At the moment when his spiritual consciousness exploded, Meng Zhan spied some memories. This was an immortal family not far from the abyss passage. It was also the first immortal family to be slaughtered after the abyss demon clan rushed out. In addition to the ancestral land and in addition to the clansmen in the Holy Land, other members of the Che family in the area facing the abyss passage were all killed by the claws of the abyss demon clan. Meng Zhan raised his feet, waved his hand to annihilate the broken body of the old man, and looked outside the hall. Slightly dazed, Che Li's shamelessness simply refreshed his 3 views. From this point of view, there must be many people like this among the human race. They are not brainless. They just take his contribution and achievements of Meng Zhan to guard the abyss as reason. It's inevitable. You fought to defend the abyss, but they didn't take you seriously. You fought to leave the abyss, and they resented you for not guarding the abyss and letting their people be killed by the abyss demons. Human Emperor Teng Qianqian came to Meng Zhan with some worry. Xiong Zhantian let out a sigh and said disdainfully, how dare this scumbag still have the nerve to say such things? If he was just a Hunyuan realm god and demon, I would definitely hammer his body into meatloaf and throw it into the abyss, letting him try to see if he could hold the abyss. Meng Zhan waved his hand and said, it's okay. We have been visiting the imperial city for a while. Today we will go out for a walk and walk through this human land. They immediately left the human emperor city and stepped into the wilderness step by step, heading towards the territory of other human races. There were now many powerful people from the Shi Laoding around the human emperor city, intercepting and killing the gods and demon families who wanted to surrender to them. These people need to be dealt with all. In the remote territory, the Che family has a hidden clan. Che Li's body made a hiss, and when Meng Zhan was searching for his ray of consciousness, his head was in unbearable pain, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. His face instantly turned white, and his aura was a little unstable. He whispered in his mouth, roar Meng Zhan. Killing intent soars into the sky. But slowly Che Li's eyes froze, thinking back to what Meng Zhan said. Is it wrong to fight against Mongolia? In the past, how many people died and how much blood was stained by the demon-suppressing army in order to guard the abyss? Now that Meng Zhan no longer guards the abyss, it has been replaced by them, so isn't it normal for people to die? Can't you bear the death of a few clan members? Why not blame Shi Laoding? He went to assassinate Meng Zhan because of this matter, so who should Meng Zhan go to? Che Li's expression changed for a long time, and finally he closed his eyes. 2 tears flowed down from the corners of his eyes, and he whispered, it's too late for who is right and who is wrong. Meng Zhan, wait until Che Li kills you, then I will go and guard you abyss. Meng Zhan wants to avenge the Meng family, and he, Che Li, should also seek an explanation for his blood relatives. As for Shi Laoding, Che Li suddenly felt in his heart that perhaps Shi Laoding would soon experience the despair Meng Zhan said. In the past, Meng Zhan was guarding the abyss, but Shi Laoding massacred Meng Zhan and his entire family behind his back. Now Shi Laoding is facing the abyss, and Meng Zhan has occupied the imperial city, and is in the rear area. Fight! Ah, run away! Not long after leaving human imperial city, Meng Zhan and the others encountered a group of gods and demons patrolling around human imperial city. The moment they saw Meng Zhan and others, the faces of these gods and demons became extremely pale, and they trembled. One by one suddenly erupted with powerful auras of gods and demons, turned around and wanted to escape. Meng Zhan raised his head slightly, peering under the eyes of the gods. The world seemed to be composed of regular divine chains. A bloody divine power emerged from his body, indifferently said Zhen. In an instant, a field of killing intent and evil intent shrouded the world like a solidification. The group of gods and demons froze in the air, their faces full of fear. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 39. Meng Zhan, do you really want to go against Shi Laoding? I really want to separate from the human race. Some gods and demons saw Meng Zhan and the others approaching step by step, and they were so frightened that they roared. Don't commit any more murderous crimes, you. Meng Zhan looked at this man, and just by looking at him, the voice of the god and demon stopped abruptly. His soul was horrified, and his head seemed to be frozen. Meng Zhan stretched out a hand and shook it gently. Bang! The divine body of this god and demon exploded and turned into a cloud of blood mist, which also scattered on the dozens of gods and demons around him, and the blood was everywhere. It's not me who is against Shi Laoding, but you, Shi Laoding, who are against me, Meng Zhan. Also, Shi Laoding cannot represent the human race. Ah! Meng Zhan captured his soul and searched for it, and the killing intent suddenly blazed in his eyes. Tell me, Meng Zhan, not to commit murder, but you guys are killing happily here. Ah. Menjan, no, 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 human emperor, this is the order of the Shi Laoding, these are just the orders of the Shi Laoding, it has nothing to do with us, we are all forced to do so. Human emperor, please spare my life. A group of gods and demons screamed in fear, and some gods and demons were so frightened that they even peed. Call out. But the next moment, Xianyu and Moxio took a step forward, unsheathed a sword on his waist, and with a flash of cold light, dozens of gods and demons' heads flew out. The fierce sword intent shattered the world, and their souls had not escaped yet. If you go, you will be killed by the sword and die completely. Changsheng family Hu family. He has the closest relationship with the Yuan family. It can be said that he works for the Yuan family. Now he obeys the orders of Shi Laoding and ordered more than 100,000 gods and demons around the human emperor city to completely blockade the human emperor city. In this case, kill them first. Menjan said calmly. Then he, Dong Emperor Yi and Xiong Zhantian dispersed and began to kill in all directions of the human emperor city. Team after team of gods and demons fell to their hands, staining the mountains and rivers with blood. Menjan, it didn't take long for the Hu family of the Changsheng family to know the news that they were killing their own gods and demons after they left the human imperial city. The head of the Hu family's face changed, and he immediately ordered all the gods and demons around the human imperial city to flee. He looked towards the direction of the city of gods and demons and murmured, "Have you finally come out?" But not long after, when he saw Menjan and the others appearing outside the ancestral land, the head of the Hu family understood what his family had provoked and what the disaster was. Shi Laoding could not protect them at all. Hu family. Menjan walks out of the city of gods and demons. No, you are leaving the human imperial city. He slaughtered countless gods and demons from the Hu family of the Changsheng family who had sealed off the city of gods and demons. Even if the gods and demons from the Hu family screamed for mercy, they could not escape. Who can blame this? The Hu family of the Changsheng family followed the orders of Shi Laoding and blocked the city of gods and demons. However, the city of gods and demons was occupied by Menjan. Will he let the Hu family of the Changsheng family blockade it? How is this possible? The Hu family of the Changsheng family dares to have people blockade the surrounding area. I think they are very courageous. They are really looking for death. I wonder if Menjan can even kill the old Taoist body of Shi Laoding Su. Menjan left the city of gods and demons. I think the Hu family would suffer. Think about it, when Menjan returned and appeared, the Ji family had already wiped out their ancestral land and ancestors. The news spread among the human race in an instant. Ever since Menjan took control of the city of gods and demons, many people have been staring at the city of gods and demons. Now that they see Menjan leading people on a killing spree outside the city of gods and demons, all the person's expression suddenly changed. At this moment, in the ancestral land of the Hu family of the Changsheng family, all the elders had already left seclusion. After hearing that Menjan walked out of the city of gods and demons, they all panicked. Their Hu family was not just for Shi Laoding, the Yuan family worked for the Yuan family. When the Eastern imperial family was destroyed in the past, their Hu family had already taken many resources and treasures from the Eastern imperial family. Their hands were stained with the blood of hundreds of millions of Dong imperial family members. Even their Hu family now owns the clan lands with a radius of billions of miles were all the territory of the Eastern royal family in the past. If Menjan really had a son of God who came from the Eastern imperial family in the past, then the blood feud between their Hu family and the Eastern imperial family could not be settled like this. So at this moment, a large group of elders gathered together in the Hu family temple. Head of the house. Why did you send so many gods and demons to blockade the city of gods and demons? Didn't you force Menjan out of the city of gods and demons? If Menjan really comes to our Hu family, how can we stop it? Confused, Patriarch, we shouldn't be at the forefront at this time. Don't you know the fate of the former Bing family and Yu family? What to do? What to do, that Meng Zhan has already left the city of gods and demons, and has already attacked the members of my Hu family. The elders screamed in panic. The powerful aura of gods and demons on the head of the Hu family soared into the sky, suppressing a group of elders who were in disarray. He glanced with cold eyes and snorted, "Why are you panicking? What I want is to let Meng Zhan step out of the city of gods and demons." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 40. Soon after, the gods and demons in the Hu family's ancestral land returned one by one, and released millions of people from the divine domain. Altogether, it is estimated that there are tens of millions of people. The number of gods and demons among them is not that large, the rest are all inferior in strength to the gods and demons, including the old, weak, women and children. The head of the Hu family came here with a group of elders. When the group of elders saw such a group of people being imprisoned, an idea suddenly came to their mind. This thought made their expressions change again. An old family leader, Laolian, asked Master, "What do you want to do?" Hu Qianzhong, the head of the Hu family, had a sharp light in his eyes. He looked at the people who were escorted back by the gods and demons in this group of people, and his tone was calm. He said calmly, "What to do? Naturally, it is to completely ruin Meng Zhan's reputation and turn him into a crazy person. In this way, he will never have the chance to rule the human race. This group of people are all people who want to go to the city of gods and demons to serve him. If he doesn't come, that's fine. But if he comes, then I, Hu Qianzhong, will let him kneel down and beg for mercy. Otherwise, this thousands of sinners will be buried with his arrogance and ignorance. By then, the entire human race will know that surrendering to him to fight is a joke. It is sad and ridiculous, because surrendering to him, he doesn't care about your life or death at all." Buzz. When Hu Qianzhong said this, the other elders' heads were buzzing. They looked at the slightly crazy Hu Qianzhong, and their bodies were trembling. The old and immortal elder even pointed out, looking at him, his fingers were trembling with anger, and he roared in a low voice, You will let the entire Hu family be buried with you. Using the lives of such a group of ants and the lives of their husbands to bet on Meng Zhan's mercy? For such a family leader, if now is not the time, all the elders will definitely ask the ancestors to remove him. In my day, did you do this with our consent? However, just when this group of elders were planning to leave their ancestral land temporarily and leave this crazy place, Hu Qianzhong whispered, "This is the order of the ancestors, no one can't leave. Moreover, our Hu family has no choice." Hu Qianzhong's eyes flashed with madness and a blazing flame. Not long ago, Shi Laoding had discussed with him and the two ancestors of the Hu family. As long as they block the city of gods and demons and let Meng Zhan come out of the city, with those who surrender, if Meng Zhan's life is taken as a pledge and Meng Zhan is completely reduced to a sinner of the human race, then their Hu family will have the opportunity to enter the Shi Laoding and get an unimaginable resource and treasure. This is an opportunity for their Hu family. And if their Hu family doesn't do it, then Meng Zhan overthrows the Shi Laoding one day, and when they come to settle accounts with them, their Hu family will undoubtedly die. They have no way out. If it is done, their Hu family will fly away. Soaring to the sky, defeated, he was also buried with Meng Zhan and tens of millions of people who wanted to surrender to him. When the other elders heard this, their expressions all became dull. Soon after, everyone's faces showed a bit of madness and coldness. They would be punished for their own sake and there was no way out. There were even more ruthless thoughts than Hu Qianzhong's in their minds. On the edge of the Hu family's territory, there is also a family of gods and demons called the Hao clan. This moment, Mengzhan, Emperor Dong Ai, Teng Qianqian, and Xiong Zhantian gathered in the ancestral land of the Hao tribe. Hao Yun, the ancestor of the Hao tribe, was still a goddess demon with a late-stage cultivation of gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm. But at this moment, Hao Yun, the head of the Hao family, the elders and others all knelt down in front of Mengzhan and the others, their bodies trembling and their faces bloodless. Hao family, I remember that you once had an ancestor who was loyal to our Eastern imperial family, right? I, the Eastern royal family, ask myself, I am not unkind to you, and I will even provide you with opportunities and magical methods to break through, but now, you have betrayed me, the Eastern imperial family. If you are kneeling here now, are you willing to sacrifice the lives of countless members of our Eastern royal family? Emperor Dong looked expressionless as he looked at the countless Hao family members kneeling in front of him. Most of them were old, weak, women and children, and they were all crying and begging for mercy. Mengzhan and Teng Qianqian did not intervene. Bang bang bang. How? Hao Yun, the ancestor of our family, kowtowed to Emperor Dong repeatedly, her face full of pleading, and she looked at Emperor Dong and said, Master Shenzi Mingjian, although our Hao family now works for the Changsheng family, we have no choice. Back then, I, Hao Yun, kowtowed to Emperor Dong. The ancestor of our family died fighting for the Eastern royal family, and the gods and demons of the Hao family suffered countless casualties. But in the end, the Eastern royal family was still unable to recover, and once the Eastern imperial family fell, our family would be the most unlucky. Woohoo, if I didn't surrender to the Hu family and serve for the Hu family, my Hao family would have been exterminated back then, and I, Hao Yun, wouldn't be able to see the Son of God today. Lord Shenzi, what do you think our Hao family can do? The Eastern Emperor looked unmoved and said, since you are loyal to our Eastern imperial family and receive the protection and favor of our Eastern imperial family, then isn't it the most basic thing to live and die for our Eastern imperial family? And you, the Hao family, had a choice back then, so there is no need to do what you are doing today. How? Yun gritted her teeth and drank again. Wait a minute, Master Shenzi, I, Hao Yun, will pay for the mistakes made by the Hao family over the years with my life. Also, the Hu family obeyed the orders of Shi Laoding, not only to blockade the imperial city, but also to arrest those who wanted to go to the imperial city, in order to blackmail Lord Mengzhan of the Meng family. This is absolutely true. I think that as soon as Master Shenzi and Master Mengzhan go to Hu's house, they will use this to threaten you. By then, Master Mengzhan will definitely suffer. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 41. The Son of God knows this. Emperor Dong looked at Hao Yun and said, I, the Son of God, cannot destroy your Hao family, but now you bring all the gods and demons of the Hao family and rush into the Hu family's territory, but the people of the Hu family will be killed without mercy. Whether you live or die depends on the fate of your Hao family. How? Yun's face changed drastically and she panicked. Let our Hao family deal with the Hu family, Lord Son of God, you are trying to wipe out our Hao family. You must know that the Hu family has two immortal ancestors, and there are hundreds of gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm. How can our Hao family deal with the Hu family? Emperor Dong's eyes were slightly cold, and he said, the ancestors of the Hu family have us to deal with them, but those gods and demons in the Hunyuan realm will die if they dare to come out. I do. Hao Yun gritted her teeth and immediately began to summon all the gods and demons of the Hao family. Although the number of gods and demons in the entire Hao family did not even number 10,000. But Hao Yun knew that if she did not do what Emperor Dong said, they Hao Yun would the family must be destroyed now. It took more than half a month to summon the gods and demons of the family. When all the gods and demons of the family were summoned back, under the leadership of Hao Yun, the Hunyuan realm god and demon, they left the Hou family ancestral land, head towards the Hu family land. The Hu family land is as large as billions of miles in radius, with tens of thousands of cities and countless gods and demon families living in it. This is the territory of the Changsheng family. If you want to truly, it is not easy to destroy an immortal family. Why did that turbulent and dark period last for tens of millions of years? On the one hand, it was because there was not much difference in strength, and on the other hand, the human domain was too huge. And Changsheng family, in addition to such a huge clan, also has countless territorial strongholds in other parts of the human race, spread across all directions. It will take time to completely eliminate them. When the Mengzhan destroyed the Ji family's ancestral land, later, Ji Wudi, the ancestor of the Ji family, was killed, which was naturally a disaster for the Ji family. But the Ji family has not been completely wiped out. There are still Ji family members existing and hiding in various places in the human race. Today, Emperor Dong immediately drove the gods and demons of the Hou family to the Changsheng Hu family's land. The moment he rushed into the Hu family's land, he attacked the first city with all his strength. Presumptuous ancestor of the Hou family, Hou Yun, what do you, the Hou family, want to do? Rebellion. In the city, several Hunyuan realm gods and demons felt the killing auras of the Hou family's gods and demons. Their expressions changed, and they suddenly rose into the sky. The fierce auras of gods and demons on their bodies erupted, shaking the world in an instant, and they were endless. Divine will filled the air, and the divine chain sealed all directions, just like purgatory. When they looked at the gods and demons of the Hou family who had already been killed outside the city, their expressions changed greatly. Because there were too many gods and demons in this group, nearly 10,000 gods and demons, and there is Hou Yun, the ancestor of the late Hunyuan realm gods and demons of the Hou family, plus more than 10 other Hunyuan realm gods and demons, as well as the Taiyan realm gods and demons, the Great Sun realm gods and demons, etc. Such a force impacts just a few areas. A divine city is enough. Kill. Hou Yun didn't talk nonsense at all. Seeing the gods and demons appearing in front of her, she gritted her teeth, her eyes filled with murderous intent, and immediately rushed forward to kill them. Kill. Behind him, all the gods and demons of the Hou family also burst out with terrifying power, roaring with murderous intent. In the sky above the divine city, a Han Yuan realm god and demon of the Hu family had a face full of frost, and shouted angrily at Hou Yun, "Okay, okay, okay. Dare to take action against my Changsheng Hu family? Your Hou family is tired of living. Within 100 years, your entire Hou family will be wiped out." This is the confidence of the Changsheng family. And the Hou family is just a dog under their Hu family. Now seeing that the Hou family went crazy in vain and led nearly 10,000 gods and demons to charge towards them, it can be imagined that the Hu family he will definitely not let go of the Hou family. Anyway, the Hu family's Hunyuan realm gods and demons were so angry that their faces were flushed, and their bodies were full of killing intent. At this moment, when he saw Hou Yun coming to kill him, he snorted angrily, and the divine city below suddenly bloomed. Endless divine patterns and monstrous murderous intent appeared, turning into divine formations one after another, covering the entire divine city. Hou family. By the time you are able to break through the great formation of the divine city, my Hu family members will have already arrived. By then, none of you will be able to escape. Boom. However, before Hou Yun could reach the divine city, the formations of the Hu family's divine city were already pierced by a flaming arrow from heaven and earth. In an instant, each divine formation was burned by the divine fire, and the divine chain collapsed. Changsheng Hu family, when our Eastern royal family followed the ancient emperor to traverse the world of gods and demons, your ancestors were not even born yet. Now, are you ready to bear the wrath of Emperor Dong Yi? The cold voice of Emperor Dong came, and in an instant, it shook the entire divine city. Countless gods and demons felt their eardrums stinging and were deafened. Just when the people in the city were shocked and changed their expressions, above the sky, several more fire spears appeared. Under the gaze of the gods and demons in the whole city, the moment these fire spears appeared, they had already penetrated the heads of the most terrifying Hunyuan realm gods and demons in the sky, and destroyed their heads. The heads and souls were burned away, leaving only a few headless corpses, which fell from the sky above the divine city. Hao Yun was stunned for a moment, and her body and heart were filled with coldness, making her hair stand on end. This is death?